Quebec, I am disgusted. Thoroughly. You have now made me feel like you brought Trump into Canada. I realize that you may say something in regards to, well, this is coming from an English guy in Ontario, which it is. But French is one of the groups in my ancestry. So somewhere in there, whatever percentage it is, I'm also French. And if Trudeau's heritage goes to Renfrew County and is really related to the Gervais that I understand he's related to there, then technically Trudeau's my cousin. So yeah, I'm oh, and Pierre too, his father is also my relative. And if he wants to talk to the person that can tell him that for sure, my grandmother is 96. She's still alive in the senior citizens home in Parry Sound. And he can go there and talk to her directly, and she can tell him. Anyways, in regards to this stupid bill, which is just rude, you know, especially after all the bitching the French have done to the English about their wanting their rights and freedoms preserved. Well, if the niqab, the burqa, and other such items are a Muslim thing, don't they deserve the same thing? Or next you're going to be telling us the government has the right to tell our daughters that they should be giving up their virginity, not saving that for their husband. Because I had a Muslim in Southern Africa telling me that her burqa allowed her to have a special relationship with, she wasn't married. This was a plan. It was a plan that she would have a special relationship with her husband, her future husband. So she was wearing that. She was in university, and she planned on the future of that being that she was saving that, such as, you know, we have always talked about girls saving their virginity. Well, Fazila Sudin, Fazi, she calls herself, short form, F-A-Z-I. She was planning on having a special relationship with her husband where only he got to see her face. Now, do we have the right to take that away from someone? When it's their belief, it's their ideals, it's their choice? We've only had, you know, a few little incidences in Canada recently involving Muslims. But how many of them were actually involving girls wearing any kind of face covering on top of that? So, as all these people yell about how abused Muslim women are, aren't they actually adding to that abuse? So they're targeting, and you in Quebec are targeting the wrong group and hurting the wrong group, which is only setting Canada back. If you need some understanding there, just compare what you're doing to Donald Trump and what he's done in the USA. and how much he set it back in the recent, 10 months? Because that's basically the path you're starting to walk down now. And the one thing I always say, it's easy to hurt someone, but try to heal them or make them well afterwards. And anyone who has lost a loved one or a family member will understand that. Every day that they miss them, they can't bring them back. But they lost them in a second. And Quebec needs to start realizing that they are a part of Canada, and their actions reflect on a majority. Yes, Canada is majority English, contrary to French beliefs. And the actions there affect others, which then they're going to start, when the English start getting upset, which is the majority, the French are going to start pulling all that bullshit about the English are picking on the minority and screaming all that bullshit, which isn't going to happen anymore. Those games are not going to be played. Excuse me. They will not be allowed to happen, and they will be flushed right down the toilet as soon as they're brought out as the lie that they are. But Quebec has passed a bill in Canada, which I'm a part of Canada, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm now doing this, spending my time and energy on this because of the embarrassment you've made me feel, because of the understanding that I have. Do you have that understanding? When that French Canadian murdered all them Muslims in Quebec, did I denounce all French because of the choice and actions of one person? So do you want the rest of Canada to act towards you the way you are now acting towards others? Because you've adopted Trump's mentality. Should that mentality be used against you? Because he's an idiot. I've known that since I was very young, to the point seeing him in the Home Alone movie set, movie series, whatever you want to call it, ruined the Home Alone series for me. Because I knew how much of an idiot he was at that point. Which also says that now that he has become president, it's not a new thing for me to be mouthy about him. It's just a new position, and I'm more boisterous because of the position he holds. But he doesn't deserve any of the blind backing that he gets. And I wouldn't be a very good Canadian if I didn't speak up to you as Canadians about the bad choices that you have now made. And as other Canadians have said, we get cold winters here. I've skied in Quebec. I've been to Mont Tremblant. I've seen minus 88 with the wind chill. No, I'm not claiming I'm going to be jumping on the bus there, but they do have buses there and transportation devices that are funded by the mountain. If they adopt your policies, now people are going to have to take off all their facial covering to get on the bus. Which, of course, we know that Montreal and Quebec City and Hull and other areas get cold and bad weather, so I imagine a lot of people take the bus, and they will all now have to uncover their faces just to get on the bus. Your thinking is very anti-Canadian, and you need to understand that.